Hey everybody, welcome back to the Reality Wind Down, a podcast where we break down all the latest Bravo TV drama and the biggest pop culture moments of the week, one glass of wine at a time. I'm Chase.
I'm Cassidy.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I actually saw you last night. We did a little social distanced bingo.
Bingo. I
That was
won.
a lot of fun.
Of course I did.
I know, there was like 12 rounds and she was, getting a little heated halfway through because she hadn't won yet.
Can y'all imagine me getting heated because I hadn't won yet?
The competition level was high.
Fierce.
Anytime someone called bingo, she made them verify.
I mean, you've got to confirm that someone's got a bingo. You can't just let them get away with it.
No, for sure, but I just you're like, hey, you got to make sure to verify.
You got to confirm. You got to confirm.
It was
Show
great.
me the receipts.
Did you end up winning?
I did. I won in the final round, the biggest prize. I mean, once again, these are prizes you don't even want.
Yeah, I want you to tell them what you won.
I won a big beer sign that lights up, and I googled her. She's $80 online, so I was like, we should sell. I'm like, could be cute in the house on the roof somewhere, but I mean, maybe I sell.
Are we changing our podcast name to the Reality Beer Down so we could have it just sitting behind
right
us?
Right here, giant blue moon, freaking lit up thing.
Since you won this prize, you no longer like wine.
I am a beer stand now. I think we should jump into hot takes.
I agree.
I mean, number one, we have to just do a quick little shout out to baby Ben Cohen. He turned 2. Can you believe it's been 2 years since the amazing baby shower? Get up on the table and dance for Andy.
It's really cute that he's 2, but it's just really an anniversary
of,
or kind of somewhat of an anniversary.
It was a few weeks ago.
Of the bachelor. I keep saying bachelorette party for baby.
Baby Ben Cohen is coming into the world with a bachelorette party.
You can clearly see I have no kids in my family. I haven't been around anyone pregnant that's had showers. So I'm I don't even know what they're called.
Also, the shower more resembled a bachelorette party than a baby shower, in your defense.
Very true. There were housewives dancing on tables, and that's...
No, they better get up on the fucking table and dance for Andy Cohen, because he gave you your life, literally, as Lisa Rinna said.
That's true. He is the first baby of
Bravo. Yeah, he is the heir to the Cohen throne on Bravo.
I feel like Candy's children are going to take that over one day. I feel like them being media moguls, don't you?
Well,
I'm just thinking of Candy and her children. I'm they will be...
I mean, the businesswoman that she is, it wouldn't surprise me if she set it up. She probably wrote into her contract that Ace and Riley and what's the baby's name? Blaze all take over Andy Cohen's job at one point. They're gonna start hosting reunions in 10 years. Our next hot take in the Southern Charm universe with Madison LaCroix and A-Rod. It has been confirmed that is who they were talking about on the reunion part 1. That is who she was calling and FaceTiming with. And she said they never met up.
I just can't believe... I believe it, but it's just such a random thing. Very rarely does our little Bravo...
Let's get loud! Sorry, just kidding. I had to jump in.
Are we at the inauguration?
I just wanted to jump in whenever I really wanted to throw you off there. Sorry, I
I didn't know I was at the inauguration.
I couldn't help myself.
On that note...
Oh!
On that note... It's very rare does a real celebrity come intermingle with our little
Bravo universe.
Yeah, so it's listening to A-Rod was FaceTiming with Madison from Southern Charm. Is
why?
Not a headline I ever thought we would read.
Also, he is a very engaged man to a very famous, powerful woman. Do you not think that this is gonna come out? I guess if they say they have an open relationship, I mean, obviously A-Rod hasn't commented and Jennifer Lopez hasn't commented on any of this, but what are you thinking? Calling someone else who obviously wants to be famous because they're on a reality show. If you want to get a mistress, pay her off to the side. Or, I don't know.
Is having FaceTime sex considered cheating?
I'm just telling you, if I walked in on my fiance having FaceTime sex, I would absolutely, as, Whitney Rose
You're I never touched her.
Chopped off him. No, I'm coming for him. I don't care about the girl. I am going for him immediately. So, yes. Would you not have a problem with that?
Oh, I definitely would.
Yeah, but I know you were playing it you would be mad about that. I'm hell yes, I'd be mad about that. I know you would too. But yeah, so we'll see what develops with that. If A-Rod comments or if Jennifer Lopez gets involved. I mean, I highly doubt she's going to come down to this level.
No, she won't, because I think even an hour after that article hit the press, A-Rod posted a video of him and J-Lo in the car, like, driving around, like, in this, like, really cool sports car. She's, like, singing in the passenger seat. They're having, like, a great time. I'm like, they're unbothered.
Well, that or they're trying to, like, show, look how good we are.
I mean,
A-Rod, Jennifer Lopez, this is an open invitation to come onto the podcast if you'd like to address these rumors.
Yeah, if you need to set the record straight.
Reality Wind Down is where to do it.
I think we'll provide an update next week, because I hope there's more.
Okay, well, we'll see. But our final hot take, I don't know if you guys saw, we were on Watch What Happens Live.
We are the hot take.
We are the hot take. Yes, ma'am.
Have some energy. We are the hot take.
Yes, ma'am. We were on with Heather Gay and Meredith Marks. And Chase got a compliment from the man himself, Andy Cohen.
Yeah, he loved my cloud sweater. What can I say?
And Chase got to ask a question.
I did, and I was so happy because, so we went on and we had no idea we would be able to ask a question. They kind of just randomly picked.
Yeah.
And so they just, like, out of, I think it was like 12 people, they picked 2. And I got picked to ask. And it was cool because I like Meredith too, but as y'all know, I'm obsessed with Heather. You're obsessed with Heather. So it was like, what is more perfect than getting picked and then getting to ask Heather?
We were so excited that that's who we got selected. And, like, and we love her so much because, like, and she commented on our Instagram. Was like, I loved y'all's, because our producer had the idea to do the 15-minute Botox parking sign behind us. And I was like, I don't even know if she saw it. But then she commented on our Instagram and was like, I loved y'all's 15-minute Botox parking sign. And we're like, oh my God, we love you.
I know. Like, oh my God, really?
Like, we love you. And we're so happy that it was her.
It was just, like, a fun experience in general. I mean, being Bravo obsessed as we are, getting a little look behind the curtains of the action of Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, like the process.
Was fun. Just getting to be on with the Housewives and them being, like, interacting with us was a great time.
Well, especially because it was Salt Lake and, like, we started the podcast the first week that Salt Lake came out. So it felt like a very, like, full circle moment to, like, get to be on with the Salt Lake ladies, and it was super fun.
We had a bottle of wine. We were ready to go.
We had syringe-filled Jello shots that, like, we weren't sure we were gonna look like psychopaths, so we busted them out. So, like, we forgot to ask the producer if it was okay if we got them out, so we didn't get to use them, but
we enjoyed them after, so it was fine.
There's always a next time, right? We're like, we are available to be on Watch What Happens Live once a week, once a night if you need us. We're here.
I'm ready. I enjoyed it. I have my clapping hands ready.
He got his cloud sweater ready. He's got his clapping hands ready. We are very here.
I'm just like the character, like the shark that they always have on Watch What Happens Live. I'm just like the guy in the background with like a cloud sweater.
You've become the staple cloud sweater man. And I'm just the girl in the yellow shirt that sits there and supports the cloud sweater man. But yeah, it was super fun.
That was fun. So I'm happy that we got to be a hot topic.
100%. Gotta pat yourself on the back.
We do. And with that, let's see who can pat themselves on the back by winning our game this week.
Said that. Who said that?
Who said that?
That's our game this week. So there's going to be a line. It's not like a tagline or anything. Just a line that a housewife has said. And you have to guess who said it.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Okay, do you want to... I'll let you go first.
Let
or like I'll read first.
Okay.
And you can guess first. Okay. Who said that?
Ooh.
Why don't you have a little piece of bread and maybe you'll calm down a little?
Oh my God, I have no clue.
Ooh, I'm actually kind of surprised you don't. This is hard, but...
Why don't you have a piece of bread and maybe you'll calm down a little? Do we get a hint?
Yes. We're going to get 2 hints.
Okay.
One hint will be the initials of the housewife, and the other will be the franchise. So you get to choose which one you want.
Okay, I want the initials.
Initials? Okay. This one, K-R.
That's what I thought. It's Kyle Richards. No!
Wrong! Kim Richards.
Fuck me!
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I was thinking Kyle to Brandi. No, I really thought I was right. Nope. That's so annoying.
Nope.
I was so confident and I used a clue and I'm off to a very poor
So you still have your one clue, which
maybe
is...
Maybe 2021 will be the year of Chase.
I hope so. That's like... I wish.
It's Chase's birthday month, so I'm being polite by getting that wrong.
Oh, is that what it is? All right.
Okay. I know you're going to get this one. You want to be a model? Are you tall? Let's see how tall. You know what? Losing weight is easy. That's the easy part.
Luann de Lesseps.
Yeah, I know you know.
Because we've also said that, so we're like, this is the rudest scene in Housewives history.
The most horrific, really awkward, out of touch scene I've ever seen in my entire life.
It really embodies Countess Luann, especially back in those days, perfectly.
100%. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I think. Maybe I'm not.
I'll actually say it the way she says it, and I think that'll help.
Okay.
You're a fucking dork! That's what you are, a loser!
Oh, yeah. It's Kelly Dodd. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Also, who uses the word dork besides Kelly
Dodd?
Dodd?
Kelly Dork herself. Okay. I'm not into teacups. Short and stout bitch.
I'm not into What? Key cups?
I'm not into Keurig cups. I'm not into teacups. Short and stout bitch.
Portia.
Yes.
Yeah, that is to Candy.
Good job. Good job.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
She's been dragged and ridden hard.
Oh my god, I'm so bad. What is wrong with my brain? It's the lack of carbs. She's been dragged and ridden hard. I know I've heard this. And I feel like I just watched it recently.
You probably have.
She's been dragged and ridden hard. I want to say it's... Oh, Margaret Josephs.
Yes, good job.
Says it about Danielle.
Because that one actually is hard because it's short. So
yes. I'm like, I know, I just watched this. Okay, your turn. Change your depends because you're so full of shit.
Ooh. I'm gonna do a clue. I'm gonna do initials.
BG.
BG. Oh, Brandi Glanville?
Yes.
Who did she say that to?
Lisa Rinna, because Lisa did a depends ad.
Yes. Okay. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
She's a beauty queen on bath salts.
She's a beauty queen on bath salts. This isn't my guess, but I'm just talking out loud. I'm thinking that someone said it about Kenya. Portia said it about Kenya.
No, Phaedra.
I should have known. That was very much a Phaedra quip that she would say something like that. Okay, well, you're winning what? 3-2. Okay. All right, you ready? I invited her into my home. I gave her a beverage.
Is this Ramona?
No, it's Candace Dillard.
Oh, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, that's kind of a hard one.
As much as I love Potomac, I don't really remember much about anything Candace has said or done.
That's a hard one.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. She's not my honey. She's a skanky bitch.
What the hell? I have never heard anyone say that on any franchise. She's not my honey. She's a skanky bitch. What is this, like Auckland or something? I have never heard this in my... Auckland? Is this Cheshire? Like, what is this?
No, she's in
this
America.
Toronto?
She's in America.
Oh my god. Okay, franchise me, please. You skanky bitch.
New Jersey.
Oh. Okay.
How much you've calmed down.
I can, kind of see... I mean, I still don't know, but I'm going to guess Teresa said it.
Yes.
Because I can be like, you're not my honey. You're a skanky bitch. Like, I can see that. So. That's my attempt at a Jersey accent.
See, I feel like if I tried to, do accents, first of all, it would be horrible, and second, I think that helped.
Thank God for the hint, because I was literally on another continent.
You were thrown.
I was like, Real Housewives of freaking Antarctica? Okay. All right, I just threw a ravioli at her, and I don't care. Sometimes you just have to throw a ravioli.
Oh my god, because I know this. Leah.
Ravioli, Woo! Give him the formula. He's correct. Damn.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like yours are easier, but maybe it's just because I'm
Okay. Well, next line.
My next line is just going to be like, okay. And you're like, all right, no guess. I'd be like, okay, all right.
And you ran out of all of your hints.
Yeah, I remember. I was here.
Just letting you know, just a reminder.
Thanks.
Okay, your diet's bad. It's like she didn't eat right. Like, drink water.
Okay, Mary.
As you're just talking shit about it being too easy.
Well, you
get that one.
You give me big Mary energy, so it makes sense.
I do smell like hospital. I have that scent.
It was because you fucked your grandpa. Just kidding. That was terrible. Okay. Sorry. I'm like,
R.I.P.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry if I said you're dumb. Maybe I meant you're stupid. I don't know. That's not the line, by the way. I just said that about you. I'm just kidding. That's the line.
I felt that's why you weren't reading the
You were like, why are you so aggressive?
Yeah, she was staring me in the eyes and she said...
Maybe.
I actually don't know, so I'm going to have to ask for the franchise.
Potomac.
So, it's Potomac.
That's what I said.
I know, I'm thinking it through, baby. Kidding. Okay?
All right, baby.
Give me some time. Give me 5 seconds. I'm thinking, I don't know, Giselle?
Katie Roast.
Oh.
I feel like I was trying to do how she says you're stupid. Like, you know how she is.
That's
She's kind of weird energy. All right, final one. What's the score? We need to go to the producer. 4-4! And this is the last one.
Oh my god, how? Okay, last one. Oh my... This pisses me off.
Is it what I know?
Yes. I'm seeing double and feeling single.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Sorry, I said this so angrily. You don't know it?
I'm seeing double and feeling single.
Oh, this actually puts a twist on it. I honestly thought you would know this one.
I'm seeing double and feeling single. I literally have no idea.
I'm trying to I might try to send you telepathy. Is that what it is?
Telepathy?
Telepathy where I'm trying
Sonia?
to send it. Yeah.
Okay. It started coming to me the more you spoke.
And it's like kind of how she
I'm
does
seeing
it.
double and feeling single. Okay, all right. Okay, are you ready?
This one's hard, isn't it?
Are you saying my husband is gay because he licks my asshole? Do you know? You don't know? Ooh.
Give me a hint.
I can't! Are you kidding me? Victory is on the line here. I'm not giving you shit.
I am so mad because I don't know, and I'm trying to think of gay husbands, and there's a lot of them out there, and it's not helping me because I feel like they all lick each other's assholes.
Chase, this is spiraled.
I'm spiraling.
Every housewife has licked an asshole. That's all I'm hearing right now. I'm like, okay.
Well, the thing is, the problem is because Stephanie on Dallas was just talking about her licking her husband's asshole this episode.
I never thought that we would have such a long conversation about husbands licking assholes.
So it's really stuck in my brain, and I can't get off of that. And I know it's not that.
Chasey, we're going to need an answer.
Is it Kim Zolciak?
Victory for me. Ah! It is Carrie on Dallas.
Okay. Duh, because he's the... Duh.
No.
Because that's an iconic line.
What were you about to say? Oh my god, Chase.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Wait, but you know which Carrie I'm talking about.
Yeah, Carrie Duber.
No, Brittingham.
Oh, what?
She said it. Do you remember what she said to Leanne? She said, "Are you saying my husband's gay because he licks my asshole all the time?"
Sorry, my assumptions led me in a different direction.
Your assumptions led you to the dick getting sucked at the roundup, and that was the problem for assuming.
And that assumption made me lose the game.
All right. Keeping on my streak for 2021. I'm sorry that it is your birthday month, but she's taking it off.
That should have been a hot topic. Birthday month. Mine. February. Yes.
Yes. February. Also, can I just give you like a little bit quick one? Chase started saying back in November that it was practically his birthday. And bear in mind, his boyfriend's birthday is like literally in November. And Chase started being like in November, well, it's practically my birthday. I was like, your birthday is 5 months away. It is not your birthday. Well, math's not. Yeah, it's like 5 months, right? Whatever, it didn't matter. Anyways, now it is your birthday month and we will celebrate you. All right, should we move on to Real Housewives of Dallas?
Yeah, speaking of Stephanie licking assholes, we might as well get right into it.
And Carrie, let's go.
So what did you think of this episode? Like, how are you feeling so far? Because is it 2 in?
3 or 4.
We don't even know. So that's probably not a good sign of how you're feeling.
Like, I'm enjoying Dallas, but I feel like it's just become a lot of Carrie and Deandra bickering.
That is a weird storyline that I wasn't expecting, really.
I don't know if you heard, but they did trunk shows together before coronavirus.
That's true, and they were driving around, but they were like using that on... Because I saw it on Instagram, but they were like kind of making it as like their like little kitschy thing, like us 2 girls road tripping to our trunk show. So it was like, then to come on to the season and that be the whole storyline is them taking each other down. I'm like, okay, that's a random thing, and it's not the most entertaining storyline, especially this episode when it was the entire episode.
And it's like harsh bickering too. It's like deep shit. Like at one point, a little bit into the episode, they're talking back and forth, whatever, and Carrie really says about Deandra, like, she doesn't listen to anyone. And it gave me, like, real Shannon Bedore vibes, how they always say that Shannon will call with her problems.
Yeah.
And won't ask about the other person on the phone. And then all the housewives chimed in interviews and were saying, yeah, Deandra only talks about herself. Like, every single person said it. I was like, this is giving me big shit.
That's what I say. It's like, it's Deandra. You're never having a conversation with Deandra that's not about her.
Right.
Or a problem she's having. Or she's always had the worst day or the worst week. Worse than anyone else.
She doesn't ask you either, like, how have you been? Like, she just calls to vent her problems, which is what Shannon always did. What did you think of the panty game? Had you heard of it?
I had not heard of it, but I actually want to steal it. It was kind of fun. I liked it. Just because you get to see kind of, like, aspects of, like, the people that are at your party, like, their personality and, like, kind of what they think your personality is. So I think it just adds a nice element.
I think I was like into the game until Stephanie gave Brandi the ones that had a literal shit stain on the back, and I was like, and on that note, I'm out. Like,
yes,
I am no
that's
longer
fair.
into this
So it
game.
doesn't have to be panties. I think just like a little motif or whatever, little
Not
gift.
a motif.
A little gift.
Come through motif. But at this, after the panty game, they kind of bring up, because Tiffany was talking about, you know, like, I am a working mom and I'm so busy and it's a lot for me to come out and do something like this. And Tiffany brings up once again, like, you haven't apologized to me, Carrie, for pushing me in the pool. She's like, well, you said you wanted to loosen up and have fun. But then Carrie says, well, the fact that you're calling me out on this is very
two-faced.
She's two-faced.
Yeah.
And she's like, fine, okay, you're not going to call me two-faced. You can say it was contradictory because I do say I want to have more fun in these things. And Carrie jumped right into, well, Spanish is my first language. I don't speak it. And Tiffany was like, this isn't going to fly with me. Chinese is my first language. I don't care if you're Japanese, English. It doesn't matter.
French.
German.
She was like, it's not about that. You're calling me two-faced.
Like, she was eating up Carrie at this lunch or dinner, whatever it was.
Yeah, but you can, like, so tell that they're coming after Tiffany. Because then,
of
course, Cameron had to, like, chime in a little bit and be like, well, you were like that about the chicken foot or blah, blah, blah. Like, what? Like, why are we still talking about the chicken foot? Like,
well, that,
stop.
and they talked about the, like, COVID girl thing too. They were saying, oh, that was contradictory. But
didn't Tiffany apologize that, like, literally within 30 minutes
Tiffany,
of doing
like,
it?
owns her shit.
Yeah, and she was like,
I should have said that.
Yeah,
But Carrie calls Tiffany COVID girl.
Oh,
she says, if anything, you're COVID girl because you're the one that's the most exposed. And that was just, like, the most ignorant comment thing I've ever heard. Like, she's literally putting her life on the line to go in and treat patients every day. And then you're going to turn around and try to call her COVID girl as an insult. Like, I'm not into that.
I just didn't understand it. And I don't really understand why they're coming at her so hard because she hasn't done anything.
No.
So I'm like, it's not fun to watch them take someone down that hasn't done anything.
I completely agree.
Throughout this, it's like they're clearly getting drunker, and then Carrie and Deandra really start to get under each other's skin and just poking at each other. Carrie's kind of making fun of the party. Deandra's obviously just pissed because she's like, I don't know, just picking at her. I think Carrie was really poking her and stoking the fire.
Yeah.
And eventually Deandra was just like, you're a bitch. And Carrie's like, no, you're a bitch.
They literally were calling each other's bitch back and forth at the table. I was like, it reminds me of Teresa. Is bitch better? Like, it was like the vibe I was getting. I think she got up and went to the restroom, Deandra with Tiffany. At that moment, Carrie and Cameron decide to sneak off and hide Captain Brandi in the vineyard. And I am very over this whole Captain Brandi storyline. I did not need it,
That's
ever.
What I was gonna say. I was like, what a fail of an idea. Like, she was trying something, Deandra was.
I think she really thought she was being funny doing that.
Yeah, but, like, maybe the initial, like, when they showed up at Brandi's house, like, last episode would have been funny. But carrying it around them the entire day. And
making it like a psychotic ass. And I think, what does Cameron say? Is she belongs in an insane asylum? And she couldn't say insane asylum. So you think her stuff's fake? I can tell by the look in your eyes when Cameron talks like that.
I'm sorry. Who doesn't know insane asylum? Like,
yeah.
It was just a little like, okay, you're playing up on this.
Okay.
I think so. She's coming into this season. I think she started doing it last season where she knows what people like is her being kind of the funny, dumb blonde, like, you know, like Legally Blonde kind of character.
Yeah.
So she's playing up on it. And I just don't believe half of it.
You're probably not
I'm
wrong.
entertained, but I don't believe it.
You're probably not wrong.
So, you know.
I think that's valid. But Deandra rented out a bar. That's where they moved on to.
I actually really liked this birthday day. So they did the winery at the beginning.
Yes.
Love a winery.
Yes.
Then they go rent out a bar for just them.
And what do they do at the bar that you love?
Pickle shots.
Chase
Come
is
on.
a pickle shot. He introduced me to a pickle shot. I don't love them as much as he does, but I will do them. A little bit acidic, but, you know, Chase loves them.
For my birthday, we can take some.
I will 100% do that. On our shot ski. We have a shot ski, guys, that y'all haven't even seen.
We do need to bring that out.
We need to bust out the shot ski. Maybe for your birthday episode, we'll bust it out. That.
There's, like, no stress. They're just dancing around, doing pickle shots.
Yes, Brandi was teaching everyone to dance. But at one point, Brandi does talk to Carrie. And Brandi makes a comment that I really don't like. She said, well, Deandra doesn't have a family, so she doesn't get it. And I hate when people are disrespectful, especially to women, if they like they make the choice not to have a child. I hate whenever it's like, you don't have a family because you don't have a child. She has a husband, she has a mom, she has a family still. Yeah. So I did not like Brandi saying that, and I had to point that out. Family. Exactly. I had to point that out because that fully pissed me off.
Carrie, again, we haven't really gotten to know her family too much, but we start to in these episodes.
Well, I feel like about she her daughter's stories. Her daughter's mental health a little bit onto.
Well, it was interesting timing, but like anything that I think shines light on mental health is great.
100%.
So like that's why it's like, oh, I appreciate it. But I think now that she's saying her stress is the reason she's being mean to people,
right?
I don't like. Right. Everyone has stresses. Everyone's going through something, right? But that doesn't excuse your behavior towards other people.
Exactly. I just wouldn't love if like it was something that I was dealing with, like, you know, like with anxiety even, because I just like suffer from anxiety. Mm-hmm. If it was something, if my mom was out with a group of women and she was fighting with people, and then she was like, well, my daughter is dealing with this, and that's why, like, I don't think it's like nice to bring it up in that manner, but it's obviously great she's talking about it. Like, her daughters seem amazing because we
like in the solo scenes they're great when they're talking about it.
Incredible. Yeah. Like they seem like really good girls. Yeah. On a totally different note, Brandi takes that fake mustache and puts it in her vagine and goes running out to the middle of the road. And I was like, my God, Brandi, I cannot with this girl.
See, this is why I do appreciate Dallas a little bit right now, especially, is our world so heavy.
Yeah. And no, it's fun.
They're being fun. It's stupid, mine. It's so stupid, but everyone needs a little stupidity in their life, you know? It's fun.
I agree. I mean, would I be shoving a random guy's fake mustache into my pants and running in the middle of the street and trying to get people to honk? Probably not. Would you, potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past me. But then it was just fun. It was just like a good little time. And then they go to dinner after.
Well, they go shopping first.
Oh, yeah, they did go shopping. You're right.
Deandra says one of my favorite lines. She's like, who doesn't love drunk shopping? I was like, on the contrary, who doesn't like getting their man drunk and then making him take you shopping? Because then you're going to get everything you want and you don't have to pay for it.
Or just get your man's card when he's drunk and exit stage right.
I mean, like, yeah, I've definitely never done that before. What? No, but that made me laugh. And the spanking with the charcuterie board turns out.
Yes, I love that so much.
I was like, oh my God, that's not a charcuterie. And I love that Tiffany was like, I guess I'll be very wary if I get a cheese and meat board next time I go over to Stephanie's house.
Yeah, it was Stephanie, because Stephanie was going around spanking everyone in the shop, and then she goes to buy it from the cashier, and she's like, oh, I want this spanking board. Like, and he was like, charcuterie board? She was like, what?
Okay.
It was so funny, though.
Amazing. But that was the bulk of the episode. We get a little scene with Carrie with her other daughter and her necklaces. And I don't know if you've seen online, but her necklaces are like $2,000.
What?
Yes, literally, like, her bead with, like, a gold-plated, like, angel wing is, like, $1,800 online.
That's insane.
It is insanity. And people were like, this is such a ripoff. This is literally, like, bead things that you can go buy. We saw her buying stuff whenever they were in Thailand. We know she didn't spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah, which is, like,
she is charging insane prices.
But not $2,000.
Not $2,000 damn dollars.
That's crazy.
And that was, like, I think on the lower end for some of her necklaces.
Oof, that's wild. One last thing in the episode was, it was good seeing Tiffany talk with her husband, because she was talking, you know, like the struggle of being a working mom.
Well, I think working mom guilt has been her big part of her storyline.
For sure.
And I can't imagine. And all the pressure that she feels in every direction from her own parents. And she definitely, you could tell what she was leaning towards when she was talking to her husband. She wants to take a step back. Yes. And she's finally said it.
And I thought it was a very authentic moment. Like, I thought that was very raw, because, you know, as she's saying, a lot of her stress has come from her parents and, you know, coming to America for her. So now to just like give up on her dream, their dream is tough. But I think she's going to do it. And I think she might even step back completely. I think she's going to do that.
Well, she's got,
and I wouldn't falter for it.
You know, she has like a candle business. She has like all these other businesses.
Yeah.
She is a successful woman no matter what she's doing. If she's being a stay-at-home mom, if she's running a candle business, if she is being a doctor, like, she is going to be successful in whatever she does, because it's who she is as a person. And her husband was very supportive. He's like, you don't have to work all this time.
He is so sweet. I really liked her, obviously, but her whole family dynamic, her husband.
I mean, her gorgeous kids. They're the cutest.
They're so funny.
Kids.
They're so good on camera.
Yes, they are.
But I just wanted to point that out, because I was like, that was such a... we got to know her even a little bit more, and it was very authentic.
I mean, do you remember the last time that a new housewife came on and could carry solo scenes so well?
No.
It's been forever.
I think Leah was the only one on New York, but in such a different way. Like, totally. It's so different.
Hers was like dealing with like arguing with her mom and like her sister and having these other things. This is just like, this is my life with work, and that could be so boring at times to be like,
it's not.
Oh, I don't want to hear about your work and your this and that. But with her, it's been so entertaining, and I'm invested at this point.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be disappointed if I didn't see her anymore on the show. Like, it's become that for me.
She's great. I'm happy she's with us, and I'm excited to watch more.
100%. Well, that was Dallas.
Yeah, that's Dallas.
Yeah. So we had another fun idea we're going to test out this week, a little BravoPiece Theater, where we will recreate a funny, iconic, classic, a scene, a little scene between two housewives. We are actors. Chase didn't take those New York acting classes for a few months for no reason, okay?
Oh, don't prepare to see any of that coming into action.
It's time to show off that skill, all right?
Let's see if after we do this, you can guess what scene and who was in it.
Alrighty, ready for a little bit of BravoPiece Theater? Lynn, curtains up. And scene.
Shh. Okay, just wait. Hold on. Close your eyes.
Let me finish.
Close your eyes.
Let me finish, and then I'll close my eyes.
No. Close your eyes and then talk. Close your eyes.
I'll make you a deal. Okay, I'll close my eyes and talk, okay?
Okay, good.
I hope...
Open your eyes.
Oh my God. Well, if you don't recognize that scene, which by our amazing acting ability, I hope that you did.
How could you not?
Alex McCord, Kelly Ben-Simone, crazy, weird moment, and where were they? Morocco?
I think so. It's titled Close Your Eyes.
Should we go to the finale of Salt Lake? I can't believe it.
I was going to say, it's so sad to even say it because I don't remember the last time I enjoyed a full season, especially a first season of a Housewives show so much.
Oh my God. I don't know if it's been like that at all. Because, like, by the way, we just talked about Dallas and we love Dallas now, but the first season was absolute shit. Oh God, literally, it was a shit storyline the entire time. Like, Salt Lake has just brought it on so many angles, and there hasn't been a cast trip, really. They went to Vegas, but other than that, there was no, like, big, crazy, like, beach trip or, like, to Dubai, or they didn't go anywhere crazy, and it's carried so well just following these women in Salt Lake.
Yeah, it truly just moved along constantly.
Right.
I mean, Jin's outbursts were pretty insane, but like it was, I don't know, it just flowed really well, and I enjoyed every episode.
I felt like this episode, the way it kicked off, was like the most dramatic thing, because the music on Salt Lake is already so dramatic. The
I know.
And then it was going to each woman's like home or workplace and giving a flashback to Vegas in like slow motion, black and white.
It was so dramatic. Like the montage of it all.
So dramatic. But I was happy to see Mary made it out of her closet into her kitchen.
She did.
Did you notice that?
She did.
She made it to the refrigerator. I was like, girl probably has not eaten in days. Like, she's been in that closet for 5 weeks.
Don't worry, Charlinda brought her meals.
Charlinda was bringing her snacks. You're probably right. But did you know the word, was it stanchion?
No, I never heard of that word. And
Neither had I.
I was like, that's just a pole that connects ropes together.
Same. And then when freaking Whitney rocked up and was like, oh yeah, I love the pink stanchion, I was like, holy shit, so this is a known thing.
I mean, Whitney knows her poles.
What? All right. Icon status. I should have thought of that. Anyways, Lisa meets up with Jen for drinks because she said whenever they were leaving Vegas, she bumped into her in a gorgeous Gucci tracksuit. She's like, her face looked like shit. She'd been crying, but the Gucci tracksuit was everything. I love that.
You're like, you'll give her that because, the Gucci.
Yes. But she said we should meet up for drinks when we get back to Salt Lake, and they do. I think it was like the kind of the start of Jen being really, and I'm going to say this loosely, vulnerable and apologetic throughout the episode, but in her interviews, she was not taking any accountability.
That's what I'm saying. It's like she was being nice to everyone on the camera, but was throwing shade to everyone on interviews. And clearly the interviews were done later because like she got re-mad at everything.
She's like reflected and been like, I never should have been apologetic for anything. Yeah. Like, what am I apologizing for? Like, fuck you. Lisa tells Jen that Whitney said Jen's been talking bad about everyone, like including Lisa. And she was like, I haven't talked bad about you. Like, I love you, Lisa. I haven't been talking about you. I don't know where Whitney's getting this from. This is not true.
Yeah.
Jen does say, like, out of everything that's happened, though, I do feel bad. I I've been this way, and she starts crying. She's like, I'm this way because of my background. I've always had to be defensive living in Salt Lake, being someone who doesn't look like everyone else living here. I always feel like I've had to be on the defense. I think, like, Lisa forgives her, and she's like, all right, well, you need to have a conversation with everyone. You need to reach out to everyone else. Like, obviously, we have this party that Heather's throwing coming up, but you need to be, you know, apologetic because how you behaved is not okay.
Yeah, and that's where I started to kind of like Lisa a little bit.
Yes.
These past couple episodes, because she was very level-headed, just very, like, forgave Whitney. She's forgiving Jen. She's like, everyone has their things. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, I feel like some housewives are like, I don't want to be involved in drama. And, like, I genuinely feel like Lisa doesn't want to be involved in drama. Like, I feel like so many say that and, like, don't mean it. But I feel like Lisa really just wants to be on there to, like, promote Vita Tequila and the Wolf brand. And, like, be on there and just be like, I want my Diet Coke. I want to be relatable. I want you guys to buy my brands. Hi, I'm here.
I don't want to jump too ahead, but I have to just comment. Lisa hanging out with her sons and branding their businesses is family time.
Literally, though, I have to say, like, Brooks Marks can never be on the show again, and I'm fine. But Henry, if I didn't see him on the show anymore, I would be so sad. That kid gives me everything with his Fresh Wolf, whatever it is. I'm like, I'm going to buy Fresh Wolf.
That's the little one, right?
The little one.
Yeah, he's so funny.
He is hilarious. Like, he is so good. But yes, we will get to that.
I was like, well, speaking of Brooks Marks, we go to Meredith and Seth. What do you think about that relationship?
I think that, like, they were having problems and they have been together for a long time, but I think it was pushed for a storyline a bit. I think she wanted to be, like, on the show and be like, we, you know, are having all these problems and we've split. Oh, and we're back together and we're solid. Like, you know, like, I don't think
something seems weird about it.
Yes, it was just too, like, we're split. We don't want to be together. Give me space. And it was so, like, dramatic. And then now it's like, okay, we're back together.
We're in
and, like,
love,
we're good.
best ever, blah,
yeah,
blah.
and, like, you don't go from, like, if you're telling me y'all genuinely were, like, seeing other people and doing this and that, like, you don't just get back together and not have any animosity over that. Like, if I'm, like, you're telling me that while we were split for 2 months that you were dating people and seeing people after being together for 26 years, I would have a massive problem with that.
I would be pissed.
Yes.
And it would be hard to get over it at that point. 100%. And also just, like, how their interactions just seem very inauthentic.
They seem contrived every time.
I just can't get on board with it.
But then she is discussing, you know, about, like, is she going to forgive Jen if Jen reaches out? Like, what's going to happen? She says, would a friend be talking about my marriage? I don't think so. I think that anyone talking about our marriage is deflecting from their own marriage. And I was like, ooh. So she's trying to...
I mean, she's insinuating something.
About Sharif and Jen?
I don't know if she even pointed it at someone specific. I think she blanketed it.
She was talking about... Like, yeah, she did blanket it. But obviously... No one else is really talking about her marriage. That's true.
And she's not really mad at anyone else besides Jen.
Right.
So,
like, connect the dots.
Yeah, totally.
But we'll connect the dots right on over to Daddy Steve Hair Care.
Daddy Steve Hair Care.
Okay, the anxiety that I would feel attempting to cut someone's hair in front of a room of people.
I know, but at least it was Whitney's hair, and she said she could only trim it.
Yeah, he was like, A-line, blunt this, little cute trim, but he did a good job.
I was like, didn't he seem really confident whenever he was talking, though? I was like, okay, he has done this before.
It just confirms that, like, he really was, like, a hair care empire of Salt Lake. I mean, I don't know what's going on with his hair, but
hey, whatever, right? I was proud of Daddy Steve.
Daddy Steve nailed it. Okay,
he did.
We gotta give Daddy Steve credit where Daddy Steve is due.
Meredith also nailed it in that blue suit whenever she went to the beauty bar to meet Heather. I loved it. I mean, it was simple. It was just it was like a navy blue suit, and she kind of had that like
wide
black
legs.
on it. Yeah, I mean, she's killing the bell bottom game.
Well, did you see the sneak peek for the reunion? Why she wears the dress she wears? Because her dress is hella ugly at the reunion.
Is it probably a Brooks Mark something?
No, she says it's because I've been like, you know, like the blazer like person of the season, so I had to bring like a blazer energy. But like that dress is horrible.
Oh, I hate that. I mean, she ruined it with that dress because like everything else I think is pretty great.
Well, you were our blazer queen until you came through with that moment. But yes, Heather is talking to Meredith at the beauty bar like you're talking about.
Yeah.
And Meredith says, Jen hurt my family. Can you imagine if I'd hurt hers? And I was like, drop the mic. Because can you imagine if they were talking about Coach Shaw being away and how when he's like, can you just imagine?
I mean, a tiny little example was she's just so mad that Whitney brought up any drama at Sharif's party. So imagine if the drama was like, oh, what about your husband not being there? If she got mad just because it was there, imagine if it was about her.
She would have burnt Topgolf to the ground.
Yes.
Like, she would have torched the whole place. Like, that's how mad Jen would have been about it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a very valid point brought up by Meredith. Because I'm like, no one's really said that, but it's true. But Heather at that moment also says, you know, I feel like I'm always defending Jen. If my daughters had a friend like Jen and they were always coming to me with these issues, I would tell them to kick her to the curb. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't support my daughters having a friend like that because Heather is the best friend you can have. And she's treating Heather like shit. And
Heather's fair to say, like, I don't know if our friendship's going to last after this. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. But you can definitely see, I, like, made this note. I was like, Heather's, like, love language is definitely, like, words of affirmation. Or, like, you know...
And why is that?
Because
she didn't get it in her marriage.
Exactly. So she's so worried about Jen or people in general.
She's like a
checking in on
pleaser.
her, talking to her. How are you, Heather? This, and this. And I think Heather's so used to being the nurturing one. So she's giving it to everyone else, but she doesn't think anyone's giving it back.
She needs it back from her friend. And I think she deserves it back.
I do too.
She, like you said, she listens to all of Jen's problems. She's been there for her when no one else was defending her. Mm-hmm. She deserved it back. Back to Fresh Wolf that we touched on earlier. Yeah. I mean, I love that the husband walks in. I'm like, he is great. Lisa's husband is...
He's sweet.
Great. I think he's lovely.
But their marriage works because he's the quiet one. And she runs the show.
She's the boss. Like, he literally came in with, like, 5, like, Route 44 Diet Cokes. And I was like, my man.
I also loved, so, like, I think it was her assistant or someone was there. And she's like, oh, you got one for her, too.
She's like, this wasn't just my backup one.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, so y'all are going to all drink your Route 44 sodas in front of her. Yeah.
I'm like, is that what y'all normally do?
Yeah, I think they were, because she was shocked.
Also, it makes sense why little Henry is, like, our little chaotic king. I'm so into him. He was, like, running around being crazy. Probably because he just had a Route 44 Diet Coke, too.
Exactly.
They just injected it in his veins at this point. Like, they're all just, like, the family
That's our newest product. It's, like, Diet Coke straight to the veins.
100%. And which, by the way, we are Diet Coke stans in this house, and we are very on board with that.
Yes,
that is
I'll figure out that product for us.
I'm like, that's all we drink other than alcohol is Diet Coke.
She sees this scene truly as her showing the audience that she's a good family woman and she's like loves spending time with her kids, blah blah. And yeah, she is spending time with her kids, but it's all about branding a business she can make money in.
But it's grown on me a little bit. I'm like kind of thinking, because I'm sure the boys like play sports and hang out with their friends and do other things, but like she's setting them up for a successful career.
You're not wrong with that, but like, Henry's 9. Does he need a successful career at 9?
I mean, he was coming at us with little Fresh Wolf moments. I mean, I think if he's all right coming in and he's laughing and he's happy with it, then it's fine. Like, you know, he's going to be real happy when he turns 18 and some money hits his bank account and he's good to go. I'll tell you that much.
Also, if it fails, they're like, oh, also when you get 18, all the debt goes into your name too.
You owe us $275,000 when you turn 18.
You signed your name away when you're 9.
You signed it in Diet Coke and blood, so it is what it is.
No, I do like it. It's just like...
It's not typical.
It's not typical, but also I feel like when she was like, oh, he created this product on his own as he's running around the room being like this. I was like, so he went to the formula factory.
Like 9-year-old boys don't give a shit what they smell like. Like they could smell like dirt, mud, and worms.
But I do get your point. She's setting them up for success in the future.
But next, Mary at her church where
the legacy I don't want to own.
Her church members are terrified of her. They all looked like they had just been in like a freaking like held up in a jail cell.
I will even go to say that she's a little abusive to them.
She told the one guy to like stop eating and drink more water. She's like, you look like you're putting on weight. And I was like, that is so disgusting that she just said that to a guy in like the band of her church.
And also, who gave Mary the authority to be a choir director?
I'm just gonna say all shade. The choir was not good.
No, they were not good at all.
I mean, nobody gave her the authority to be a choir director. Like, they literally sounded like us singing. It was like,
They weren't even singing the same words at the same time.
Oh, it almost felt like they were hitting us with a Melissa Gorga. That seems a winch like me. It was horrendous.
And that was better than the choir.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I've been working on my vocals.
It was insane to watch that, though. I was so uncomfortable. Those people were uncomfortable.
She was calling people out.
Horrible.
She'd be like, Rob, what are you doing with your mouth? Like, Billy, you're not doing this with that. Like, I was like, she was like singling people out.
And then she proceeded to preach at them.
Yeah. And then they all
started crying.
Yes.
And they were crying.
It is a cult. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It's culty behavior. I don't like it.
Because you are not the leader of this church that you say is helping people, doing things for the community, and you're rude to everyone there.
Like, I feel like she bullies the people that she's
bullying.
in charge of. Like, and I say that in air quotes, which is horrible. You should be in charge of people.
I was not here for it.
Oh my God. But what I was very here for was Sharif planning the salsa dancing that Jen's wanted to do for 26 years.
I was going to say this. So,
oh my God, you were like pulling a face that you don't think it's cute.
Okay, I do think it's cute. And I wanted to put this out there because maybe I'm just being like too...
Cynical
because I go into all house husbands as they're the worst. And I think they're all like doing these scenes to make themselves look good. Because Sharif has gotten the shit end of the stick the entire season. Because she's like, he's never around. He didn't come to my dad's funeral. He's not supportive. And in the last final episode, he's the most supportive. He's doing what she wants. Does all this. I'm just like a little...
Okay, they filmed throughout the height of college football season. She's a sports fan.
Oof.
Football season ends in January. And then that's whenever the finale was in like end of January, early February. So I think genuinely his season ended. And I think he saw how much Jen was struggling. There was nothing to me that felt like inauthentic about it. It felt so real. I think he is in love with her as the day that he met her.
Yeah,
I really do.
No, I do genuinely think they have like a good relationship and he loves her and stuff. It was just like, oh, now he's being perfect.
I get how you could see that, but I was just trying to put it in my mind like in a timeline perspective. I do think that, because obviously her dad had died the year before, she really struggled all year. And I think that he knew that was something she always wanted to do. And they were hella good dancers.
Oh, yeah, they were having fun.
They were killing the salsa class. I was like, okay, Shaws, like, come through. Did you not die when Meredith was changing her outfit when she was trying to figure out what to wear to the beauty lab and laser party? And Brooks like made a comment like you mom, you're taking your pants off on TV. I'm like, why is he not screaming and making a big ordeal? Like, I never want to see this woman again. Like he did about Jen putting her leg in the air.
Yeah, well, they were actually switching outfits so Brooks could go to the party as her.
In the mask, as we discussed last week on the podcast, you aren't wrong. So you can Scooby-Doo that bitch
all of them hoes. But no, it was a cute party. Heather threw, like, I thought all, like, the decorations were nice. I love Heather.
Her ex-husband came.
Okay, go girl, give us nothing, that ex-husband.
His lack of energy is the level of fucks I aspire to give in life in general. Like, he is there. And that's all I will say about him.
And I was like, Heather, this is who you are sad about being divorced from? And I was like, you are better off.
And she says, welcome to Salt Lake City where nothing can happen unless you get your ex's approval. I was like, what? Like, she literally was like looking for his approval even at this moment. And he literally walked around and was like, you did good. Maybe you'll look after me one day. And, like, I feel like he rode away into the distance in, like, a covered wagon.
He floated away.
He floated away. His soul left his body, and he floated away from this party, which really is about what he gave.
It was about the energy that he had.
But then Meredith rocks up, and once again, the face mask we were talking about. I thought she had gotten, like, a botched surgery or something, and she was trying to hide her face. But she takes it off later, and... she looked fine.
Yeah, that pink eye was not that obvious.
I'm just kidding. I was like, what? I mean, she had like 2 stones on her eyelids that like weren't really working for me. But I really thought she had pink eye. I was like, oh my God. But then Whitney, it flashes to her in a confessional when she put on the double mask, which we posted on our Instagram, and people were dying over.
That was a good one. I love when she was like, oh, well, I don't even know what the line was, but it was like right after Meredith had her confessional. It went right to Whitney with the double mask. And
yes. Well, Meredith said something along the lines of, like, it's high fashion, it's that. And then Whitney said the exact same line. And we're like, Whitney, we're going with your look.
Yeah, yes.
Also, don't waste a good mask. It's 2021 in there.
Yeah, you're right.
When we need those. We need those.
And they are saying to double mask now, guys.
So, Whitney was ahead of her time. Once again, she double masked right all over her face. But Jen really comes into this party and is like, I'm going to Michelle Obama myself through this party. When everyone goes low, I'm going to go high. So she already was like kind of coming in with, okay, I'm going to apologize, but she's not going to really mean it.
But what you were saying earlier, in her confessional, she's doing the complete opposite.
Well, she, like, sincerely apologizes to Whitney. I'm like, oh my God, this is, like, so beautiful. When he's forgiving her, they're moving on. And then it flashes to Jen in her confessional, and she's like, I don't know what the hell I just apologized for, but I'm doing it so we can move on and be fine. Yeah. It was like, okay.
Well, what's the point?
What is the point of doing that? But she also apologizes to Meredith, and Meredith is like, well, the damage is done.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever be the same. If so, it'll take a really long time to get there.
Yeah, and I was like, I understand that.
I don't blame her either. I mean, I'm a person that I don't like to hold on to stuff. And, like, I'm not going to hold on to things. But I get if something like that's really hurt you.
I mean, did you see the part? I don't know if this was before, but when Meredith was talking to Lisa, even Meredith was a little upset that Lisa went and had those drinks with Jen. Because she was like...
She was shocked.
She was coming for my family, and my best friend is now talking to Jen.
She was really upset about that.
I was... Bold prediction.
I think you should tell your friend.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I just want to let you know that, let's just say Bob's been talking bad about you and your boyfriend. And I was like, just so you know, like, I'm going to meet up with Bob and hear what he has to say. I'm going to call you right after, keep you posted, and tell you the energy she's coming with. But on the flip side, do you think that this is Lisa's way of kind of getting back at Meredith for a bit? Because she didn't know anything that was going on with Seth and she felt hurt by it?
That's not wrong. And I was going to say bold prediction. Next season, I think... it will be a fight between Meredith and Lisa. I think their friendship will have a problem. That's just my guess. I feel like there's that kind of what you're saying. They're doing a little tit for tat moment right here, and if they keep that going, that's going to get deeper and more serious.
And I think it's going to bigger.
There you go. I think their friendship may not survive next season.
I think that's a good bold prediction, and I will not be surprised if we flash back to this moment in like November when Salt Lake comes back and there's a little bit of a drama happening.
I think so. But anyways, Jen does go to, you were saying to Heather.
Well, Heather's like really hurt about Jen raising her hand in Vegas. And that was kind of the big thing of why she was so upset. She's like, I've been such a good friend to you. I was
shocked by that, so.
Oh, that was absolutely, I was completely shocked too. But Heather's just like, I want a massive apology. Like, just own that you haven't shown up for me. And I think she even says Shaw Squad is on your payroll. That's why they showed up for you in your Vegas hotel.
She did say
I'm the only friend that came up and actually cared to come see you.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh?
I was like, burned, but the truth.
I was like, drop my wine, shatter on the carpet. Like, what is happening right now?
Shaw Squad comes and cleans it up.
But I think we've said that before. I don't know if we've said it on the podcast, but we've talked about it. Like,
I think we may have, because we've always said, like, your squad around you is not your friends. They're your employees.
That's like Mikey with Erica Jane. It's like, that's who you're paying to hang out with you. Like, that's not your true friend. Like, if the money goes away, then are they going to be there for you? Probably not. But Jen does, like, say she's wrong and apologizes to everyone. She's like, Meredith, I'm sorry to you. Heather, I'm sorry to you. Everyone, I'm sorry. In her interviews, once again, she's backtracking. Like, I just want to move past this. Whatever. And that's kind of how the episode ends. Yeah. We get some chirons, Chase's favorite word, a chiron. I mean, a few that stuck out to me. Jen hired her 8th assistant.
8th friend.
Friend, exactly. Mary has been busy, the shade, reorganizing her closet, is what they said on it. And Meredith and Seth are in therapy now. So I'll be curious to see in the reunion what's going on with that.
I think it's going to be a good reunion. I'm just excited. Have the feeling. I hope it does, because reunions are tough.
I think it's going to be... I watched the first 4 or 5 minutes of it, and it's good.
It looks good?
Yes.
Okay, good. And I'm going to ask you, do you think everyone's going to come back?
Yes.
I think so too.
The only person... I think that Mary would be a bit iffy, because she's going to have to be more willing to get involved with the group. Because other than that... because I loved Garcelle in Beverly Hills, but I do think that she also wasn't as with the group as she should have been. And I think she's back with the group more this season, so I think Mary needs to do the same.
But you know why she wasn't, right? Because we've talked about it.
With Garcelle?
She was... Mary. She was filmed as a friend of.
Oh!
Yeah.
We talked about that.
I thought we had.
No, we talked about how, no, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, so Mary was filmed as a friend of, and was never really supposed to be a full-time housewife. That's why she's missing from most of the group trips, because she was never invited to the group trips.
But she got invited to Vegas, and she chose not to go.
I think that was fake. I think that was a pickup on the back end.
Chase full of conspiracy theories.
A little bit. I think that was a pickup, and that's why she kept being called from the closet, because it was like, she was always home.
Not called from the closet. That line is everything to me. That's why she keeps getting calls from the closet. Like, she should just install a freaking, like, phone in her closet. Like, we're gonna ring Mary's closet.
Yeah.
Charlinda speaking.
Charlinda speaking.
But I don't know. Like, I don't need Mary back next season for it to be good, because I know she stirred the pot a few times, and some of the storylines were based within her, but I don't need to see her being rude to people. I don't need to see her manipulating the church.
Exactly, that's true.
I would love if she came back with a big church scandal.
I think I want to see her one more season, because I think those skeletons will be brought out of the closet that she was buried.
Don't speak about her grandfather that way. Not the skeleton.
I'm dead.
Deceased. But did you see on the reunion preview that, like, all the husbands come except Granddaddy, and he's on, like, a FaceTime call. They, like, bring a big blow up, like, screen, and he does say, like, I don't appreciate being spoken about that way, like a grandfather effort and blah blah blah. So I'm, like, excited to see the energy that Robert is bringing to the reunion.
Yeah. It was so good. I think
we
need
to cheers to Salt Lake.
I do too. Cheers to the Salt Lake girls. Y'all really killed it.
Brought it.
I did want to just mention Southern Charm. It was...
For the final time.
I was going to say the final time, because it was the second reunion, which is the end of the season. I just couldn't resist saying that drunk Craig was insane.
Can I say, like, I felt like we could have done this on this week's podcast for, like, our YouTube version for people who are watching visually. We could have started, like, you know, like, into it, doing our thing, slowly messed up our hair, slowly, like, slanted one eye, like, slowly had a whole thing. Because Craig was housed, as Pringles said.
Honestly, now that you're saying that, I feel like we probably do have a podcast or two where I'm, like, starting to slump back in my chair and there's, like, a hair poking out.
We're, like,
I'm thinking about it now.
Craig for looking insane, and, like, we literally, like, are the same in every podcast.
I regret it. But yes, our new word, housed.
Housed. We had to Google it. We didn't know that housed meant sloshed.
Yeah,
hammered.
You're drunk. You and your boys are out in the club and you're getting housed.
Not
Is that what people say?
I mean... Girl, I don't know. It's been a long time since we've been to a club. I don't know. Is that what they're saying?
But I did like it, and we are now using that word housed.
We are saying we're getting housed every time we drink now.
But they do, like, a break or something, like maybe 20 minutes in the second episode, and they're taking shots and drinking beers and all the stuff behind stage, and then they come back, and Craig is a different person. He's gone.
His eye shuts. Like, his right eye fully is closed.
Yeah.
His, like, Mr. Rogers suit is, like, disheveled.
His Mr. Rogers suit.
You know that was a Mr. Rogers-esque suit. His hair is, like, creeping forward. It is.
And he's slouching back in his chair.
But it's, like, I think it's, like, it was his wig that was sliding forward. Because Chase was, like, don't they have, like, because usually, like, hairstylists and makeup artists, like, run out in between takes. And I was like, well, they put that weird wig on Craig, and it was just slipping forward, and he was so drunk, there was nothing they could do about it.
I love imagining Craig walking off backstage and pulling his wig off.
Can you imagine? Oh my god, it's like a Sewing Down South wig line.
Sewed
in down south. Like, when you sew in, like, that would be amazing. I'm very here for it.
I mean, he is doing a brick and mortar, and he said he was selling other things, so you never know.
And can I say, like, they always say brick and mortars, if you're successful online, why go brick and mortar? Because it's more expensive.
The overhead is wild.
I mean, we already know because Chase has ordered from Sewing Down South before.
I have, and the product was great. I have to give it to him.
What was it?
It was like a big outdoor pillow, and it's like a nice size, and it was crawfish and lemons.
Oh, I love that.
And it was so cute. I got it for my brother for Christmas like a year. I'm a pioneer of Sewing Down South. This was like 2 years ago.
Calm down, Heather Gay. Like his pioneer ancestors, he ordered from Sewing Down South.
On that note, I just also want to condemn Craig for being a fucking psycho towards Madison.
We were just, like, having a moment with the pillows, but Craig...
Yeah, I might bring it back down.
...is, like, if I'm his girlfriend now, I am, like, having a serious conversation with him tonight, saying, what the hell were you doing on that reunion? That was mortifying the way you behaved.
The way he was...
slut-shaming.
Yes.
The aggression towards Madison. It almost feels like...
And how he was going to, like, make her cry, and that was his goal. I was like, okay, you're a grown-up man. I'm not saying Madison's innocent here, because she's not.
Right.
But she doesn't deserve to be literally dragged this entire reunion.
But does it not remind you of, like, when a boy's mean to a girl because he's kind of into her and, like, jealous?
Yeah. And also this pack mentality.
Yeah, but I think, like, Craig maybe has a bit of a thing for Madison.
Oh, maybe.
And is mad that, like, he didn't get the attention from it. Why else would he be... Like, I'm sorry. Like, I love my friends. I will defend you to the end. But I am not going to go after someone and want to ruin their life.
No, I just want to be friends with them.
Exactly. Like, I'm like... I get if, like, she messed her... But she wasn't even, like, cheating on him or doing...
No.
People forget Austin had a threesome on Madison.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not defending
not
Madison
on her.
again. Not on her. And that was the problem, because it wasn't on her. But, like, he did so many messed up things to her.
Yes, and he's like, that's what's so annoying, and this is like, Southern Charm really highlights this, yes. What do they call it? The good old boy thing? Because
mentality, yeah.
No one's mad at Austin for sleeping around. No one's mad at Austin for sliding in. Actually, Kristen slid into his DMs, we found out. Kristen Cavallari slid into Austin's DMs. I'd love to hear
Kristen's side of that.
I know.
No, Kristen slid into Craig's DMs.
Oh, it was Craig's, you're right.
And then
anyways, hold
Jay
on really
slid
quickly.
into Madison.
But it was just like, I don't like that they're letting Austin and Craig and all these guys do whatever they want. And then Madison is doing the exact same thing. She's single. She's out on the town doing her thing. And they're like, you're a slut. You're gross. You're disgusting. You're trash. And I'm like, okay, so the guys can do whatever the fuck they want?
That's literally, and I think that's like being a woman, that's always how it goes down. Yeah. And I'm kind of even referencing back to like Below Deck this week that we talked about. Is he getting the promotion? And all of a sudden the guys don't remember how to do their jobs and don't remember what to do.
The switch is immediate.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's like there's still so many men in this world that cannot handle a woman being independent, being fierce. Yeah. They belittle... Okay, I don't like this either, because they're talking about, Miss Pat, which I found very surprising that Madison was on a yearly, like an annual salary with Pat, and I was like, iconic.
Yeah, okay, that's amazing.
But they try to belittle Madison's business, and she she has her home by herself. She has her son. I think, once again, like, I don't love Madison, but I think she's very successful. And they want to hype Austin up so hard for having this beer business and getting into stores and being like, Craig was like, none of us can go in and buy our product at a store. Madison, all you do is rent a chair at a salon. And I was like, hold the hell up right now. You are not going to disrespect this woman's career that she's built. And she is very successful.
Clearly successful. I mean, she, like, as much as I kind of like get annoyed at Patricia so much, she is very iconic in Charleston. And she works solely for her.
Exactly.
Or like Patricia only has her working for her.
Exactly.
So I'm like, that's pretty big deal, I would say, in the Charleston society.
And she says, like, and then Madison said before, like, I own a salon and I do this and I work my ass off. So I just don't like the hyping Austin up and being like, he's great, he's this and that. Yeah. And then saying, Madison, like, you're a user, you just want to get with a married guy, whatever. Like, I don't like that.
And another interesting thing that we learned is I was surprised to hear that Leva and Cameron haven't talked when they were best friends.
Was very interesting. Yeah,
it's like Leva coming on the show, which I assumed was Cameron doing.
Cameron was supposed to film this season.
Yeah.
And she just didn't show up. Like, the day of. She was like, guys, sorry, I'm not going to do it this time.
That's wild.
Very interesting and weird.
It's very weird. Did you like Leva? Like, what are your thoughts on Leva?
I like that Leva came on. She was very strong. She was a badass businesswoman in Charleston. Yeah. She's not like everyone else in Charleston. She's like, I am someone who came from somewhere else. I am married to a black man. I have a black son. I'm going to stand for what's right. Because at the end of the day, it's just standing for what's right.
Yeah, and that's what's like unfortunate for her, that she was the only one doing that. So everyone in the cast was like, oh, you're coming on. Catherine even said this. You're coming on using this as your storyline to get popular on the show. And I'm like, well, no, this is actually her real life. And these things are happening now. So she's speaking up for the now. It's not like she's just making this up and blah, blah, blah. She has tons of examples of how she's been treated in Charleston differently from a white person or someone of privilege. And she's like, these are just authentic to myself. So I think she did get kind of the crappy end of the stick in the sense that, like, she was the only one standing up for these things. So she seemed like the only one talking about it. So everyone was like, oh, why are you only doing that?
I think if she hadn't come in, I don't think that it would have even been discussed on Southern Charm.
That's what I mean, and that's a problem.
Needs to be discussed it's a problem. Southern Charm.
But because no one else was really supporting her in this
journey.
She says on the main cast.
Well, she says to Shep tonight, she's like, why aren't you getting on board with, like, me? And I'm talking about all these, like, Black Lives Matter, and I'm talking about things that we're dealing with in right now's current climate. And Shep's like, well, me as a white person, I don't want to get canceled. She's like, what are you talking about?
Why would that cancel you? You're speaking up for the right thing.
He was like, cancel culture, I don't want to say, because I can't have a comment about something, because then they'll just try to cancel me and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, why is anyone going to cancel you for
standing up for what's right is not going to get you canceled.
Exactly.
I would like to see Leva back, because I do want to get to know her a little bit more. I don't think she got to show herself as much especially in the second half of the season. I think she did a little bit at the beginning.
Yes.
But I would be curious to see their dynamic going into a second season.
I would love to see her back in a, fingers crossed, praying, COVID-free environment.
Yes, because I want to see her, like, her businesses and thriving
and,
like that.
We were talking about this, and we were like, we want to go on a trip to Charleston so bad. Like, and just go to Leva's restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, she has 4 now, so you could easily do it.
Yes, that's what, I would go to all of them.
Yeah.
Like, ideally, if COVID gets to a better place at some point, I would love to be able to see the dynamics, because she even said, like, oh yeah, we have all the secrets and all the tea of everyone on the cast, because they've been coming into, you know, our places, but like,
industry rules, you don't do it.
We're not gonna do it.
I like that.
Like, just do it, Leva.
Yeah. Just text me, girl.
At least for like a complete monster asshole Thomas Ravenel, give us all his shit. Like, tell us his.
That's true. It's like the bad ones, spill.
Yeah, spill all of the tea on him.
I wasn't super invested in Southern Charm of the season.
Yeah.
I liked it. I watched it. So fingers crossed. Next season's probably. I hope it's a little bit better.
Also, like, side note, talking Southern Charm, bring back Southern Charm NOLA. That was like my favorite show.
Yes. I stand by that 1,000%. I love New Orleans. I love seeing it on TV.
Yes.
I thought the cast was great.
The cast was amazing on Southern Charm NOLA, and the dynamics were great.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
And also, Tamika and Barry, hottest couple on Bravo ever. They deserve to be on our screens.
Yes.
Full stop.
Fun. Mardi Gras. Love.
That was Southern Charm for the season.
Yeah. And we'll put Southern Charm New Orleans into our prayers.
And we're bringing back Real Housewives of Miami. We have to bring back Southern Charm NOLA. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. That's contractually obligated.
Thank you, Andy.
To Cassidy.
Well, it might be winter, but Summer House is back.
I love that Bravo does that. They give us, like, the inspiration shows of, like, we're in winter now and we get to see the summer, and then vice versa.
I mean,
really
nothing
like that.
Makes me happier.
I mean, not Salt Lake, but whatever.
No, nothing makes me happier than a Christmas in July, whenever I'm, like, laying, like, by the pool in July, and then Teresa comes on decorating her tree singing. I'm like, Christmas tree. Like, I freaking love an out-of-season full moment.
Me too. So Summer House is back. It premiered this week. I love the new house. I mean, it was massive. I didn't understand that it didn't have a working stove, but I also
love us and our conversation about it. We're like talking and we're like, wow, you have to go up the stairs to get to the kitchen. Like, that's so trashy. Also, like, if you want to give me the house, I will happily stay there for 6 weeks.
We literally actually had a 5-minute conversation of everything we didn't like about the house.
We were like roasting this amazing house.
And Cassie's like, but I would live there.
I'm like, but like not opposed if like you booked it, Chase. Like, I'm very down. What would be your unofficial power ranking of the cast if you had to like put the cast members in order from this episode tonight, what we've seen?
I first go to Hannah. I really like Hannah. She's a tennis player. You know, I love tennis. So I immediately connect to that. And I think she's down to have fun. She's like, you know, I don't know if this episode was her best though, because she was kind of only thinking about his name? Luke the whole time. So it didn't really show her off independently, but from seasons past, I really like Hannah.
Yes.
And then second, I do have a soft spot for Carl. Don't like him, but he's just so cute to look at.
Carl coming in as a different person.
And also he's a different person.
He's not like drinking much now. He's like, it was like I hit a low point in the fall. Like, I couldn't stay awake because I drank so much when I went to meet friends. Like,
he said in the past 5 months he's drank a handful of times.
Which I'm like mad respect to Carl, because it's going to be really hard being in this house during the summer, so I hope he can stick to what he needs to stick to.
For 6 weeks. I don't know if everyone knows, but this episode, or this season, they're doing full lockdown in this house for 6 weeks. They're all working there. No one's leaving. I don't think anyone's coming in or out either.
No, I mean... We say that, but they literally got, like, pizza and sushi delivered on, like, the first
And their, like,
episode.
parents dropped them off, and they're like, bye, kids.
Like, I'm not fully sure about this bubble butt. But we'll see.
Yeah, okay, so that's 2. 3... See, this is when it gets hard, because I don't really like any of them, but they're all entertaining.
Yeah, okay.
So, I guess I could just say, out of pure entertainment... I'll say...
Don't activate me.
Lindsay.
Lindsay brings it.
She's insane, so she scares me, but she brings it. Don't activate her.
Don't.
And then, what's the couple's so annoying.
People consistently, I was, like, looking just through Twitter, like, at people's, like, power rankings, so it's, like, what gave me the idea to ask you. People put Amanda dead last every time. People do not like her.
I was going to say, she would be... lasts for me because she's the same every season. And she's always saying that, like, they're coming into this in the best couple ever.
That's what she literally is like. We hit our lowest low during quarantine. I was like, girl, you didn't hit your lowest low when he cheated on you? Like, that would have been, like, a much lower situation, I would think.
It's like all those posts you see on, like, Facebook or Instagram when it's, like, a newly married couple and they, like, put a picture of their wedding day and they're like, these past 6 months, we've really gone through it, but you know what? We're out on the other side and we've never been stronger. This journey is for me, baby. And I'm like, girl, you're 25, married for 6 months, and you're struggling?
I am deceased because we have this conversation all the time. This, like, kind of ties into that we'll talk about with weddings where, like, people will, like, use any excuse and, like, shout out, like, love it if you just got married recently. Good for you.
I do love, guys.
But people who, like, post a picture and are like, 77 days down with my love. It's been a hard one. But it's like, girl, you're just looking for an excuse to post your wedding photos. Like, just be honest here. Be honest.
And it's always a new one.
It's always a new photo. I mean, girl, they didn't hire that photographer for $2,000 to not get a load of different pictures.
You're not wrong.
But
that's the energy that Amanda gives us. Where
she
it's
does.
like, she's always hyping up her relationship after saying it was the worst it's ever been.
Yes.
I think there's something that you would relate to with Amanda, though, whenever she brought a full-ass U-Haul.
Okay.
To the house.
They're gonna be there for 6 weeks. So, like, we were watching, like, Chase and I were watching with our boyfriends. And they were like, this is so ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. And, like, I come over to film the podcast for, like, a couple hours, and I rock up with, like, a suitcase, like, for that evening. Like, we'll literally we'll stay with each other somewhere, and I'll, like, rock up with, like, 6 suitcases for, like, me and my fiancé.
And we're confused.
But I was like, I would totally rock up with a U-Haul for 6 weeks. And actually, even more, whenever Paige had all of her clothes delivered on racks.
I think that was even better, though. That was, like,
she got her man's money and was rolling up. Like, she got dropped off in the G-Wagon, and then she had a personal delivery roll up with all her shoes and stuff. I was like, okay, that's me.
I love that you're have the most in common with the least liked character on the show.
Oh my god, honestly, like, Chase? Okay, just so you know, I'm in the market right now for your birthday present, so that just went right down.
And you're the most fashionable, just like Paige.
It's cool, Chase. I remember that. I'm disengaging from
But you do have to help me rank the last, because it's like we have Paige.
Well, we don't know Sierra yet. I mean, she rocked up, and she's freaking
stunning.
Like, supermodel. But, like, did Paige not make, like, kind of a snide comment? Because Luke came in with the new girl, Sierra, and, like, they clearly have, like, been, like, kind of quarantining together because they both got a little sick. I mean, she is, like, supermodel status. And Paige says something like, you can't compete with that. And, like,
about
her
Hannah.
best friend is Hannah. And Hannah had
sad.
been with Luke. And I was like, I'd be so pissed if my best friend was like, you can't compete with the new girl that your man's with.
Yeah. But can Hannah consider herself in a relationship with a man for 7 months and they haven't hooked up and they haven't been together and they've never established they were in a relationship?
Well, I don't think that you can say they were in a relationship. I think because I was watching Watch What Happens Live after the episode, and Andy asked Hannah and said, do you regret not going to Minnesota with Luke after the last season?
Yeah.
And she said, hold on. Like, I was willing and ready to go to Minnesota. Like, I talked to his mom, I talked to his sisters, and he said he was too busy with work to go.
Oh, so his commitment issues.
Yeah, that changed the dynamic. I think he's still, and I think we'll see with this, because obviously he was texting Hannah in this episode at night, like, so good to see you, and he was texting Sierra, winky face, which, by the way, who's sending winky faces? It's 2021, like, move on.
No one's happy.
Like, we're not into this. But he is playing them both, and you can tell he ghosted Hannah with the whole Minnesota situation. So I think it's giving more of a clearer picture to he is still into his ex, in my opinion. What he bought the ring for.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why whenever you say that, I'm like, you're not wrong. I forgot about that, but once you said it, I was like, okay, this is where his commitment issues lie.
Yeah. But that's kind of how the episode ended, with, like, the text messages.
Yeah.
And we got a preview for next week because Hannah was, like, doing the absolute most this episode, trying to, like, overcompensate with Sierra and Luke and being like, I'm such, like, a girl's girl. I'm so happy you're here. I love you. Hug, kiss. I'm not jealous at all. And it's like, you're so jealous. It's, like, very obvious to tell.
So she was being a try-hard is what they were saying.
A try-hard, which I feel like that's, like, the biggest insult. I'd rather you tell me I'm ugly than tell me I'm a
I
try-hard.
know. You're like, you can't compare and you're a try-hard.
It's like,
great. Love you, best friend.
Guys. Or rather you tell me that you don't want to look at my face and call me a try-hard.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good premiere.
I think it was fun. I think it was setting up to let us know that they are stuck here. They're going to drive each other crazy.
I think at one point Paige said we've been here 10 minutes and like everyone's fighting already.
Yeah, because the first fight was Hannah and Lindsay because Lindsay didn't invite her to a party. And you can see that's the first riff, and that riff is going to grow.
Yes,
so,
for sure.
It'll be interesting to watch. And to live vicariously through their summer dreams.
Their
summer house. Exactly.
Perfect.
Well, that was a good episode, Cassidy.
Great episode. I
loved it.
I think
every time I watch Dallas, I just have to break out.
Every time you bust it out. So, we are thinking of having a new segment here. We're going to test it out for the first time where we bring back an old clip. Because, I mean, we love our new Housewives. We love our new Bravo Labs. But sometimes there's nothing like a classic.
It's hard to beat the classics.
It's hard to beat a classic. So, we are calling this segment the Vintage Wind Down.
Because, you dust off a vintage bottle. She's still good. She's still great.
There's nothing better than a vintage bottle.
And it gets better with time.
Way better with time. So let's see what our producer brought for us this week. Oh my god.
I love that so much. That is such a good scene. I think that actually is one of my favorite scenes of Dallas. Simply because, hope it smells like dog shit.
And it's not even Leanne saying it. It's Carrie reenacting it in her interviews. That's stuck in my head all the time.
And it's just the plastic comment, hilarious. Because before 100%. It, they were arguing about plastic. Or Cameron was saying, I can't believe you have plastic
at a party.
And here you go. Example why. And also, whenever the original fight is about dildos. Why? Every man likes a dildo.
It's the way that Leanne says it. She doesn't say gay men like dildos, straight men like dildo. It's gay men like dildo, straight men like dildo, every man like dildo. It's what the hell are you even saying?
She's actually probably saying it right because are we getting multiple dildos?
What is the plural for? Is it dildo?
Dildy?
Dildo?
Dildai?
Dildone.
Dildone.
Deal done with this clip, and I live for it, and I'm already living for this segment.
It's so good.
Vintage wind down.
Cheers to us.
Cheers. So that's our episode for this week, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Cheers.